Yeah. It's your boy Crypto Blood. Welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is August 13th, 2018. Let me give a shout out to my man Crypto Not for the song request. I don't know how I forgot about this song. It was hot when it came out. It's still hot today. He wanted me to play The Language by Drake. Yes, that album, Nothing Was the Same, was probably the best one from Drake so far. Again, thanks for the song request, Crypto Not. What's good, people? I hope you guys are getting to a good start with your day. By the time you see this, your day is probably half or almost all over, depending on where you are, West Coast, East Coast, all around the globe. Some of you it's nighttime. So this is the beauty of the YouTube. It's global, and I got fans and people that I love all around the globe. So shout outs to you. Today, speaking of my YouTube subs, I want to give a shout out to my man Dwayne. I'm not going to say his last name because I don't know if he actually wanted me to even mention this. He's a sub of mine. He's also in my trading room. Very nice guy. I've talked to him quite often. He sent me some nice stuff. I don't really drink, but my wife drinks wine. So he sent me some wine, some Riesling. I don't know if I didn't unwrap the other ones, but the Riesling is definitely something my wife would love. I don't know if he sent me some red wines as well, but he did. This cigar, the Padron, very, very nice cigar. 64th anniversary. I love these. Thank you for this. And he also sent us some coffee. So definitely going to check this out. It's organic. Brew this up, man, and enjoy this wine. More so my wife will. So appreciate it, Dwayne. You and your wife, very gracious and generous people, man. Very nice people. You know, you just meet people and they're just nice people. And all the best to you and your family. So today, people, we're going to be looking at two articles. One from Zero Hedge. Shout out to Zero Hedge. Zero Hedge, I don't know if you may not know this. I've said this before, but I had way less subs. I have to credit Zero Hedge for actually putting me on to Bitcoin. I read an article 5.5 years ago that talked about it. And that night I went out and purchased Bitcoin. So shout out to Zero Hedge for putting me up on that Bitcoin game. There's an article from them that talks about FANG and how we should be replacing FANG with a new one, BEEStMoD. And we'll talk about what that acronym stands for. And the second article is about Ethereum. And it's crazy because I swear to you guys, yesterday I was thinking about Ethereum and how I felt Ethereum was going to go way lower in comparison to the other alts. And I'm going to tell you why I think that. I haven't read this article yet, but I'm going to give you my two Satoshis on Ethereum hitting a new 9-month low. So we'll check that out in a second. Jump over to cryptoblood.io. You got 3 days left, people. Sign up. We had another sign up this morning. Shout outs to him. Got him all set up on the auto trading. But yeah, you got 3 days left to sign up for the second cohort. And the doors will be closing Wednesday night. I'll make sure I remind you guys every day up until. But let's take a look at that market cap. 206 billion. Bitcoin's dominance is at 52%, almost 50 or 52 and a quarter. But yeah. This is bad, people. Ethereum down 27% in 7 days. Ripple down 30% in 7 days. EOS down 32% in 7 days. I am going to be, and I was talking to someone, I think on Twitter or in the web buy rooms, I'm going to be adding to my EOS bag by the end of this week. These are to die for prices here, and this is a long-term position that I'm in. So I'm going to dollar cost average that down. I think I'm around average price right now, $7.50, 60 cents, 40 cents, somewhere around there. But yeah, I'm going to try to get that average down. And man, that's a steal right there. Litecoin down 22% as well for in the last 7 days. I don't know, man. We're gonna look into this a little bit further with this article from Zero Hedge. But in the meantime and in between time, let's go ahead and take a look at that chart. So we started to move up a little bit, and we tried to get above or get close to that 6,600, but failed. and now we're kind of heading back lower. So let's see if we can keep this 59.82 area. I'm hoping we do. We may trade in the channel here for a little bit, but let's just see what happens with that. The first article out of CCN, and it says here, newsflash, Ethereum price falls below $300 USD, pummeled to new 9-month low. So let's take a look at what this says here. A sell-off sent the Ethereum price plunging below 300 on Monday, forcing the second largest cryptocurrency to its lowest mark in more than 9 months. Ethereum had traded as high as 323 earlier in the day, but a flurry of sell orders began to pummel the market at approximately 1500 UTC, driving ETH closer and closer to 300, a level it had not touched since 2017. And then it just kind of goes over it falling below on Bitfinex for the first time, it says, since November 12th of 2017. Wow. Notably, it says this decline has not just occurred against the dollar, as the Ethereum price has also catered against Bitcoin. Just 6 months ago, Ethereum was valued at just under 0.1 Bitcoin. Now it is priced at less than half that mark and shows no signs of finding a footing as Bitcoin continues to gobble up market share. This article doesn't go into fundamentally why this is happening, and I'm going to give you at least my 2 Satoshis on that. I think there are 2 factors going on here with Ethereum. One being the market and people developing apps and dApps and stuff are starting to realize, okay, Ethereum's roadmap, their time horizon is too long. If I'm trying to get stuff out today or in the next 6 months, I need to have a better equipped blockchain to produce my product on, or my project on. So they're going to EOS, they're going to Stellar, they're going to these other superior blockchains. That's number one. Number 2, and this is the major one, and I thought about this yesterday just sitting around. I think that Ethereum is going to see a huge continuous sell-off from even here, and the reason is because you got to think we had this ICO craze in 2017 and 16, right? Well, what did these projects do? They raised ETH. So if they have not sold, a decent amount of it, there may be some panic selling from some of these ICOs so that they can kind of lock in some of those ICO gains that they had from 2017. So I think we're going to see an additional selling pressure element on Ethereum specifically because of all the ICOs that use Ethereum to raise capital. So I think you're going to see a lot of these ICOs and then going into the end of this year sell off and probably sell off into the rallies. So I think you're going to see Ethereum probably go a sub 200, 150 area, maybe even $100 as you start to see those two factors that I just highlighted, just from my observation, what I think may happen starts to occur. So you guys let me know, what do you think about that? Are we on the same page with that, or do you see other factors with Ethereum going forward? Let me know in the comments below, people. Let's take a look at this second article out of Zero Hedge. We all know Zero Hedge just slows everyone's computer down. Unfortunately, in my software, I can't use Brave to really eliminate a lot of these advertisements on Zero Hedge. Gosh, this article is talking about FANG. They're saying that we should be selling FANG and buying BEEStMoD. So FANG was coined, this is not in the article, but I remember FANG was actually coined by Jim Cramer of CNBC on his Fast Money show. I used to watch that show religiously in my college years. I actually called in as well. I was on his show once. But FANG, for those who may not know, is an acronym. And I think as of late, they've added Apple to it, because honestly, it's supposed to be 1A, FANG, meaning Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. But I think since Apple kind of hit that $1 trillion market cap, people are wanting to add FANG in there. But anyway, the article is talking about replacing FANG and selling your FANG portfolio for a beast mode. This author says here, I've already written about how the trend towards decentralization is going to change the nature of investing, but that was before Facebook's stock took a historic pummeling on account of bad earnings, and Apple became the first trillion-dollar company on account of good. The violence of both moves set off my ex-trader spider senses that this might be the kind of volatility that precedes a change. Markets are devious and love sucking everyone into a particular investment thesis. That's so true. Right before proving it wrong. In the year leading up to the financial crisis, bank stocks were soaring because home prices could never go down, and the price of oil was spiking because supply could never go up. The housing crash and fracking boom swiftly proved otherwise. So he says here, today it's almost impossible to imagine a world without the FANGs. Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google aren't dominant. That's why it's a good time to start selling and diversifying into decentralized platforms that will eventually replace them. Very true. I know, the author says, that this is a bold and seemingly hyperbolic statement, and I usually prefer not to give investment advice, but this particular setup is too sweet to ignore. So bear with me as I lay it out. So here he goes. We got Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, EOS, Stellar, Monero, and Dash. That's his beast mode. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but interesting article. It was actually sent to me in the Webbot room and also somewhere else, I think on Twitter. So two different people, maybe the same people, but they sent this to me to check out, and I thought this was interesting. I do want to highlight here really quickly before I wrap up. He says here, Bitcoin is different things to different people, but technologically, it's just a decentralized content platform for payments that's worth over $100 billion. Miraculously, all of that value is captured by its users. There's no Bitcoin Inc. benefiting from someone else's foresight. That model of decentralization is being applied to every other kind of content company out there. To me, it's not a question of whether such platforms will eventually cannibalize today's centralized counterparts. It's a question of which and when. Which brings me back to your FANG stocks. Even if you aren't ready to sell, I recommend hedging your investment with a small investment in their decentralized counterparts, each of which is represented by a coin. If you don't know which coins to invest in, then allow me to introduce you to BEEStMoD, the two Bitcoins, Ethereum, EOS, Stellar, Monero, and Dash. And he says, finally, as an added bonus, you can currently buy into these platforms at recent lows while selling your FANGs at near all-time highs. Hey, I'm with him on that for sure. The only thing I'm not too keen on is the Ethereum. Again, me personally, I don't think Ethereum will have long legs. I'm not saying it's going to disappear, but I think the price is going to, over time, be significantly lower than where it is today. So I would just take out that one E and have it be called BEEStMoD or BEEStMoD. I know he wants to say like beast mode, but yeah, it would be one E in there for me if I had to. But I agree. Like you always sell at the top. When everyone's going crazy, that's when you're selling. When everyone's giving up like they are in cryptocurrencies right now, that's when you're buying, and you buy the best ones out of the bunch. I agree with that. Let me know your thoughts about swapping out of FANG into beast mode. Excellent idea, and I'm with them on that one. But that's pretty much it for today, people. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and I'm out of here. It's your boy Crypto Blood. Holla.